There are so many people out there who are Africans, Nigerians, saying that you shouldn't build back home. You should not invest back home. Invest in that country where you are. I mean, how many hours are you going to be spending living in that in your home country when you travel? Everything you do is abroad, so invest abroad. So today I'm going to be sharing my opinion, and I'm going to be throwing some hints here and there, and I will oblige you to comment and share your own opinion and idea so that all of us can learn from it. Without wasting time, let's get right into this video. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Chidima. I live and work in the United Kingdom. In this channel, we talk about everything happening in the UK that is relevant to us as immigrants. We'll do vlogs here from time to time. We talk about nothing in this channel from time to time. If that looks like what you want to be part of, please join our community. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is your personal life situation. That is the first point. Now, I've heard people say, how many hours are you going to be spending living in your home country when you will literally spend your entire time living abroad? Personal situation is key. Some people left Nigeria, left Ghana, left Uganda, left wherever with properties already in place for them. So they don't have to bother about where they are going to lay their head when they go back to their home country, right? And now your situation is different. You own nothing. You don't even have a piece of block back home. Now, situation is different. You cannot compare yourself to those people. There are so many people on YouTube talking about, oh, how you need to invest. Those people have properties in their home country. Those people, their fathers have built for them. Their mothers have built for them. They have a place to lay their head. And if your personal life situation is that you have no place to lay your head, it's just a tiny building that you are sharing with your siblings, and we know truly how Africa is. People get married, inheritance issues and stuff. Obviously, you don't have a place to lay your head. And even the children that you are training abroad, what is going to entice them to come home and spend quality time with grandparents or whatever they have left back home? You are not going to continue keeping them in Airbnb. You have nothing to show them. There's nothing attractive about coming home. All they can see is your mortgage back in the UK, in the US, and Canada. So that is where they call home. That is everything they know. They don't even know you to have owned anything back home. So there's nothing for them really. That we know how it is here. That in Africa, people tend to build luxury houses and all of those things, and that is why a lot of people ask, how many hours are you going to spend there, how many weeks are you going to spend there? But personal life situation is different. What we are looking for at this point is you are looking at where to lay your head, where to call home, right? And now this person that is telling you don't build back home, don't invest back home, they have properties they've inherited. There's no point building. The highest they can do is renovation. So you need to consider your personal life situation before you make that decision. Now, the second thing I'm going to be talking about in this place is investment reasons. Some people say you need to invest in the country where you are. You don't need to invest back home. What is my opinion on this? Before you consider investing back home, be it real estate, whatever business you want to invest in, make sure you are going to be present in that business. That is my opinion. Make sure your presence will be living in that business. Make sure your presence is going to be in that business. Because if your presence is not in that business, you can't calculate your profit, you can't calculate your losses, you don't know when you are gain and all whatnot. The dynamics of the business, you do not even understand. So you are relying on people to give you inputs on how well your business is doing, to give you figures, statistics on how well your business is doing. So if you're not going to be present in that business, in my honest opinion, there is no point investing. There's no point investing back home. There is just no point. It is better you create a business when you know that you can afford to travel whenever you like to monitor what is going on in your business. But if you are in that situation where it is difficult for you to board a plane and start coming because maybe you have immigration issues here and there, don't ever think of it. I'm telling you, don't ever think of it, because so many people have regretted this action. You've come back to, look at the business you have been imagining in your head that you have back home, and there's no business. This will lead you to depression, heart attack, problems. Even if it's your family member, there are a lot of people that family members have put them in that situation. So if you are thinking of investing back home, make sure that your presence is there. Even if it's real estate, make sure that your presence is there. You're going there to monitor what is going on. That is the second point. Now, the third point is, what is your goal for migrating from Africa to wherever? UK, US, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Finland, Luxembourg, wherever you are. What is your goal of migrating in the first place? People have different goals. It is your goal that will determine what you want for yourself, not what I am saying right now for you to watch. No, your goal might be different from my own goal. Some people have the goal of going abroad, gathering some money and returning back to their home country. They have no plans to spend old age abroad. They have no plans to live abroad more than 10 years. Some people don't even have plans to stay abroad up to 15 years, up to 5 years. So it depends on your goal. Did you bend the bridge when you enter the flight to say, bye to Nigeria, bye to Ghana, bye to Uganda, I'm not coming back? Then that's a different thing. But if your goal is that you want to go abroad, explore abroad, make some money for yourself, and then come back to your home country to settle back, then that's a different ballgame. But if you have bent the bridge, there is no plan for you and your children to go back. If you're in the UK, your aim is just to get British passport for your children and let them remain in the UK. You've cut off the ties. You don't even want them to learn anything about your home country. You don't want them to associate. You don't want them to come back. If you belong to those group of people, then there is no point going to build back home. There is no point going to invest back home. Sit down in that country where you are and, of course, invest, build as much as you can. Another thing I'm going to be talking about here is your situation, your financial situation. Your financial situation. You know that it's very, very easy for you to acquire money in Africa, set up a business in Africa, and let me use the word emancipate wealth. If you look at it clearly, so many foreigners use Africa as their center to acquire wealth. That is because Africa has the population, number one. That is because there is not so much of a tax burden for them as a company compared to, do you know what it means to open up a physical business in the UK and thrive with ease and emancipate pounds and gather pounds, or in the US, like, it's difficult, it's not so easy. There's a whole lot. Before you even think of that, it means that your presence abroad is more, and you might not even have future plans of going home. Because the truth is, when you open those businesses and it's thriving, it's gaining momentum from year to year, and now you are old. If you don't have children to carry on, or you don't have the stamina anymore, automatically the way the system is, it's very easy. It's very easy for it to collapse. Same will happen if it was in Nigeria. So, but for me, I feel like investing back home with my presence being there makes a lot more sense. It's a lot easier for you to establish. It's a lot easier for you to stand back home. Now, come to even think of it, the white folks that are already in the West, who you migrated to their country, some of them already have financial strength. Some of them, you can see somebody come out tomorrow, they want to buy a mortgage, their father or mother from their pension gives them £40,000 to start up. But you as a foreigner, you're coming in, you have financial burden already, There are so many things that are stressing you out financially. Immigration rules are there and all those things. So before you even get, they are technically, because it's their country, they are way ahead of you. Even though we know that there are still some of them that, no, lifestyle issues will not allow them to settle financially. So this is my opinion. If you have the resources, like you're a business tycoon, African market is the best place for you to go in and establish and hit your business. There was this lady I was watching on YouTube. They were interviewing her. I think she's in Ghana. The wine called Rain. The wine is called Rain, I think. She left the UK to Ghana and established her business. Maybe if she was in the UK, it would have been very hard for her to get to that level, to float that factory and start up. So these are things. So your reason for relocating, your financial status, your personal life situation is what is going to help you decide on whether you need to build back home, whether you need to invest back home. Not what I'm telling you on YouTube, not what other people. Those people are not financial experts. That somebody bought a mortgage under 2 years or bought a mortgage under 1 year does not make it the best decision ever for any other person to follow them. I might choose to buy my mortgage under 2 years of coming to the UK. And then you're watching me on YouTube, you're like, oh, she's bought her mortgage under 2 years, and you're feeling like a failure. My dear, you're not a failure, because that is what I want for myself. And that doesn't mean that I'm now financially free. Because there's a lot of things that come with owning a mortgage house. Why? Look, let me tell you guys, I've had to talk with some indigenes in the UK here. Some of them will say they don't want a mortgage. And then in my head, I'm thinking like, an African, everybody's talking about mortgage, getting a mortgage, like that is the best thing that will happen to you in the UK. And then they are not bothered. That is because it is their country. They know their way out. But you are looking at mortgage. You listen to people who have acquired mortgage in the UK. They're telling you the benefits of owning mortgage, owning a mortgage house, and all of those things. And you think it's the best decision ever. Please consider your life situation. Consider your personal life situation, your goals, the reason why you came. Everybody have done it does not mean that that is the best decision ever. Some people are doing it for investment reasons. Some people are going to grow old and then they sell off the house and return to their home country. So people even have different reasons for buying mortgages in the first place. So that a YouTuber or myself or whoever in social media is flaunting a mortgage house does not mean that that is the right thing for you yourself to do, because your personal life circumstances, your personal life situations are different. Personal life goals are different. Your aims of relocating, they are also different, if that makes sense. And now, finally, I think that there's no place like home. Even if you like, have a British passport for 100 years, have an American passport for 100 years, have a Canadian passport, any country where you have migrated to from Africa, if you like, hold their citizenship for 100 years, you are still not one of them. That is the truth. It's a sad truth. It's a sad reality. You can write a novel. You can write a book of what you have experienced, even with your passport, your identity issues. I'm telling you, a lot of people, I've heard stories, I've read things that you will hear somebody have lived in UK for 30 years. They have a UK passport for 20 years, but they still don't feel that they belong here, regardless. They don't feel that they belong here. At every point in your life, from one point to the other, at one time or the other, life experiences, life is happening to you, things are happening to you, you will still be reminded that you are not one of us. Even if you present your passport, you are a settled immigrant. Some people will refuse to, some white people themselves refuse to use the word British citizen on you. They will say settled immigrant. Is that a shock for you? Yes, that is the reality. There's no place like home. Now, when I say no place like home again, the story of Ukraine, right? The story of Ukraine and Russia sort of taught me a lesson as well. In this era and time, I don't know whether to call it end time. Nations are rising against nations, and you don't feel like you need to own a place to lay your head back home. You need to maybe invest something that will be producing money. I'm not saying go and heap money one place. Something meaningful that will be generating income for you in your home country. I feel like it can happen anywhere. Even in your home country, things can happen and you will have losses. But I still feel like, personally, my opinion, I still feel like there's no place like home. There were stories of people who had an investment in Ukraine, Africans who lost houses, Africans who lost businesses, even their money that is in the bank, they can't access it. Then out of duress, they have managed to escape. And now they've gone back to Nigeria, they've gone back to Ghana, they've gone back to Uganda, they've gone back to wherever they are coming from to go and meet the same people that they left 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. With nothing. With nothing. Don't get me wrong. Anything can happen in any part of the world, in any location. But there's no place like home. There is no place like home, guys. This is my opinion. Tell me what you think in the comment section. This is where I'll be ending this video today, guys. Consider subscribing to the channel because I'm still going to bring in more information on life situations as an immigrant living in the United Kingdom. From time to time, we're going to be bringing vlogs. Please, guys, support my channel. Please support my channel, subscribing, turn on the notification bell, because when you do that, you get notified when I upload a new video. Give it a thumbs up, please. Give it a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend it to other people. And lastly, your comments. Your comments are very important. Your opinions are very important so that we all, including myself, can learn from it. See you in the next video. Bye.